the season is progressing here at the Anderson Garden, and peas, spinach, lettuce, radishes, all those cold crops, they're long gone. So it's time to plant some new ones. And so usually sometime in August through the very first part of September, it's a really good time to go ahead and plant some new cold crops for fall. So that's what we're going to do. We'll just do a little short row just to show you how to do it. But usually I'll take my hoe and I'll just make a nice short row. I'll do the whole row, so we'll end up with 50 feet of peas. But what I've got here is some Cascadia peas. And so this is a nice snap pea. It's one of our favorites, the Cascadia. And we're going to put peas right down in there. I'm going to do a couple things to it to help them to grow a little bit better. So with the peas, usually I like about one seed every inch or so, but if we end up getting them a little bit thicker, that's just fine. I don't mind having a little thicker row. Some people want it to be just like absolutely perfect, but we're not going to worry about it too much. And we'll just throw those peas in there. And we'll get a few rocks out of here too. We don't need rocks all over the place. All right, there we go. So Cascadia peas in there, about one every inch. Then peas fix their own nitrogen. So there's this really cool product. It's called Azos. And the Azos is a powder, and it is a nitrogen fixing bacteria. And the Azos is very, very compatible with the peas. And since peas are a nitrogen feeder and they kind of fix their own nitrogen, the Azos really, really helps with that. So we're going to put a little bit of Azos right down in with the peas. And it's just a very fine white powder. And you don't need very much of it. So we just need just a little bit just to inoculate the peas with as they start to grow. So we're going to put just a little bit of Azos in there. And this bacteria is a naturally occurring bacteria, and it's going to help the peas create their own nitrogen even more than they do already. Now, I've mixed up a little bit of fertilizer to start our seeds off with, and I'll kind of show you what we got here. So we've got Microbe Brew from Fox Farm. And the Microbe Brew has beneficial microbes and microorganisms to help condition the soil. They kind of break down the nutrient, free it up, make it available to the peas or whatever plant you use it on. But it's also full of mycorrhiza. The mycorrhiza really help with the root system. So the mycorrhiza go out in search of water and nutrient, bring it right back to the host plant. So the peas are going to be the host for it. We've got Seedlinger Mix and Feed fertilizer. It used to be called Universal Plant Food. And this kind of feeds the microbes that are in there as well too. So it's got some natural sources of fertilizer. So there's a soy protein in there, and it really feeds the microbes that are in the Microbe Brew. So the combination of these two fertilizers is like magic. It really, really works. The plants just really love it. And then we're boosting it with just a little bit of Bigfoot as well too. So the Bigfoot has biochar, it has humate, it has kelp in it, it has worm castings, and then it's full of the beneficial mycorrhiza. And it's one of the very best products we've used for all kinds of plants. We use it for trees, we use it for shrubs, we use it for vegetables. Makes my tomatoes grow like 6 feet tall without even trying. So the mycorrhiza from Bigfoot, wonderful stuff. I've taken all those products, mixed them together because they're water soluble, they're liquid, and I've got them in a liquid form. So we're going to introduce them to the peas before we cover the peas up. So we'll just like water the peas with it. Now the peas have been inoculated with not just the Azos, but also with the Bigfoot, the Microbe Brew, and also a little bit of food to feed them as well too. So we'll just let that soak in just a little bit, and then we're going to cover the peas up. And then as we cover them up, we'll go back and we'll water them again. So our soil's pretty dry because it hasn't been watered a lot lately. Got it tilled last night, so it's just like perfect for planting. We're going to cover those up. And then what I'm going to do, other than pulling these rocks out of here, is I'm going to put a soaker hose right down the middle of the peas. And then we're gonna water them with the soaker hose since they've been nice and inoculated with our combination product here. So, all right, there we go. All right, and that's exactly what we're gonna do to plant our peas. And since we're planting here towards the end of the season, they're gonna start to germinate. They're gonna come up as the temperatures start to get colder this fall. The peas will do just fine. They can handle the cold, they can handle frost, and they will be producing before we get our first frost in late September, early October, or they'll be producing about the same time, but they should have peas set on there just in time before we get our first frost, and then we'll be able to harvest peas all fall. So great way to recycle and reuse some of the soil in your garden. After your cold crops are all done, you can pull those out. We tilled all the pea vines back into the soil, and now we planted some more peas for a nice fall crop. So great way to reuse that soil, and we're gonna enjoy some peas this fall.